A real-life parable, written and read by Sister Michelle Watson. Have you ever had a real-life event happen to you and then later realized that the event had spiritual applications? This happened to my husband, Michael, many years ago when he was a teenager. Michael had a friend named Ryan, and Ryan's grandma had a herd of sheep. Imagine a remote landscape in New Mexico. Sagebrush, bristly trees, red rocks, and all of it dry as a bone. Ryan's grandma asked him to watch her sheep for the afternoon, and Ryan asked Michael to keep him company. They let the sheep out of the pen, and the sheep started grazing on whatever they could find. Michael and Ryan didn't really have to do anything except literally watch them. After a while, Michael and Ryan looked at each other and said, "This is easy." They figured the sheep would be fine while they took Ryan's dad's truck to do some off-roading nearby, just for a few minutes. Well, after they were done goofing off in the truck, the two boys returned to the sheep. But there was one problem. The sheep were gone. They looked at each other in disbelief. They'd lost the sheep. So they drove around for a while looking for the sheep, but they couldn't find them. Finally, they set off on foot to search a forested area where they couldn't take the truck. They walked and walked, searching but to no avail. The sheep were nowhere to be found. Then the boys realized that they didn't quite know where they were. Where was the truck? Where was the house? Did that boulder look familiar? Were they walking in circles? The afternoon was quickly darkening into dusk. Finally, they had to face the fact that not only had they lost the sheep, they'd lost themselves too. All they could do was roam around and try to figure out where they were. The sky grew darker. Night was closing in. My husband had been camping a few times, but never had he spent the night outside without shelter or supplies. The idea scared him, what with bears and mountain lions and who knows what else. Finally, Ryan climbed a tall tree. When he got to the top, he scanned the landscape, and he called down to Michael, "I think I see the house." They walked in that direction, and finally, by the grace of God, Grandma's house came into view. And guess who was waiting for them? The sheep. There they were, idling in the yard, waiting patiently to be let back into their pen. Needless to say, Michael and Ryan felt foolish. Dare I say, sheepish? So, what are the spiritual implications of this real-life story? Well, many times in life we are tempted to leave the sheep, so to speak. We know where we should be and what we should be doing, but we decide to go our own way, just like Michael and Ryan did. Isaiah 53:6 says, "All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way." We justify this behavior by saying, it'll only be for a while and then we'll come back. We just want to live a little. What harm could come of it? But things quickly snowball out of control, and before we know it, we are completely lost. Have you ever experienced a time in life when you felt this way, like you were alone in the world and disconnected from anyone who could help you find your way back? It's frightening. Sometimes we don't realize how protected we are until we step out of bounds. Then we see for ourselves that the threats we've been warned about are all too real. Soon, we realize that it's getting dark. Without the light of the world, we cannot live in anything but darkness. Also, at some point, we all must face our own mortality. One day, we will die, and this life will fade away. If mortal darkness is bad, just imagine what eternal spiritual darkness is like. But while there is still light and life, there is hope. Where can we turn? I know that my husband would encourage you with all his heart to run to the tree of Calvary. Ryan climbed the tree and his eyes were opened. He could see home. When we come to Christ, He will show us the way home. We will find our way back to the Lord, back to the church, and back to righteous living. Jesus will also show us the way to our eternal home, one of rest in paradise and the kingdom of heaven. I hope this story has encouraged you today. May you always be found in the fold of God.